and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Ness. I like to talk about books. Today I have the July young adult Fairyloot box to open. This has come really early. I was not expecting this when this turned up. I didn't even have a dispatch email, but it's nice to actually get a box received on time. Last month's Fairyloot box for the young adult subscription was really good. I enjoyed it. I have been wanting to cancel my young adult subscription, but I did want this book, and then when I saw the teasers for August, I want that one as well. Fairyloot picks in general for me have just been so much better than Illumicrate. I am really worried for my Illumicrate subscription, I'm not gonna lie. But because we had a good box last month, I'm worried about this one. What I really want from this box is some stationery. There's such a significant lack of stationery in book boxes, and for me it's like a quick win item. They're cheap and everybody loves them, and they never do them. Oh, but never mind, Oh. So let's see what we've got in this one. Trying to find the card without looking. So this month's theme is Cruel Intentions. When I saw this artwork and saw what the book was going to be, I was like, I just don't get the book from this, if I'm honest, this vibe. But I think it's going to go more with the fandom items. Maybe. We'll find out. So the first item in this box, oh my god, this is a pair of socks. Urgh. I personally never like socks as items. These are the Wicker King socks. I can't place that fandom, if I'm honest. I'm having a really hard time doing so. Admittedly, they're a really nice design, but I just hate socks in book boxes because one, the sizing can't be universal, so they can't be used by everyone. They're not particularly bookish, and also it's July, and I know it's like miserable British weather right now, but it should be sandals weather. I hate this, let's move on. Now I can't see my viewfinder because I'm very short-sighted, but I can't see that there's like a lot of colour theme to this box. Another repeat item which I didn't think we would get for a long time is coasters. Monster Family Crest coasters. I'm guessing this is only a monster. The last coasters we got were the Belladonna set, and I really love them. I really like the idea of having coasters which flowers were like poisonous. I thought that was really cool, and I still have them, but I don't use them because who uses coasters? When you have nowhere to live, you certainly don't use them. Don't like this item either. No, don't like it. Not again. I'm really holding out for one item in this box. There's two little ones. We'll go with this one. Cruel Intentions magnetic bookmarks. So I think these are fandom neutral, which is a shame because they could have made these for a fandom and, you know, tied it into something else. I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity. These are my favourite items so far because these are properly bookish. I really like the pink actually. I think that's going to be a bit, you know, love it or hate it because pink's not for everyone, and it's definitely different, but I just feel like so far we've had three very low value items, but I know we've still got the best to come, so I'm feeling positive still. The fourth item is a pin, the Nightmare pin. What is this inspired by? This is inspired by One Dark Window, although looking at it I don't get that, but I do really like it because I like the colours of it. I think as far as pins go, this is actually a really nice pin. I don't know. I would have preferred to not have those four items, which are kind of like throwaway items to me, and have one better value, better quality, more interesting item. There's no theme to this. There's no cohesiveness. I don't really know what this box is. But I have been holding out for the bigger item, which is a hidden book. This is the second one. We had the first one. Whew. That was a long time ago when we got the first one. And it is another really nice design, and it's definitely in with the theme of the last one, with it being about like magical tome type of things on your shelves. I think I still preferred the green one, if I'm honest, just because I don't have a lot of purple on my shelves. If I did have a purple shelf, this would be on it. What I really love about this though is the designer on the inside. It's the little details on the inside where it makes it look like it's an actual lined book. Like they could have just put cardboard in here, but they haven't. I actually touched this to see if there was an actual ripple in this, but it hasn't, obviously. And it's just the little details in this that I really love these items for. So yes, definitely the best item in this box, but the other items are a total letdown. The tarot cards this month are lovely as always, but I especially love the female character on this. This is probably one of my favourite tarot cards. These are inspired by Sorcery of Thorns. As much as I love these, I actually just put these away and never look at them again because I don't have a use for them, but I still like to collect them, and I would be sad if Fairyloot took them out of the boxes. I think this is probably one of the things that stopped me from going book only. And of course, last up, we have the book. So this book is Threads That Bind. I've been stood here looking at it for a little while because I just think that this book feels really poor quality. That has nothing to do with Fairyloot, that's all down to the publishers. It just doesn't feel great. And I'm guessing that's linked to like costs rising all over the place. This is a slight colour change and we have some foiling. I don't know if the foiling is actually exclusive to this edition or not. I don't particularly like the edges on the side. I think they look faded, they don't look centred, it just doesn't look right. The bottom and the top are much nicer, but it's not straight. My biggest problem is that this just feels like normal paper, and if you took this outside and this got wet, your book would be ruined. It's just not the quality that I was expecting from Penguin, if I'm honest. It does have reversible dust jacket art, but I just don't like it. It's kind of like 2010 YA, and what we've been seeing in the adult subscription, I know that they can do beautiful designs. The adult book this month just blows this one out of the water, which makes the young adult books really disappointing. This is the cover, and although it matches the stenciled edges a lot more, it just seems a little bit lazy. This edition also does have typical foiling on the hardcover. I really like the end paper art though. I think the end paper art is gorgeous. Suddenly this is making a lot of sense to me because this edition is pen signed by the author. Now we very rarely get pen signed books anymore, and I have seen, I can't remember whether it was a Lumicrate or Fairyloot commented on this, but definitely one of them commented that where they have a book which is pen signed by the author, they don't do as many customizations as they would with a book that wasn't pen signed. They say books that aren't being pen signed as needing more oomph to them to make them special, which makes a lot of sense. Now what I will say for this book is, which it does really well, it has a really consistent colour scheme going for it. That I really appreciate, because there's nothing I hate more than books that don't have a consistent colour scheme that goes on. I think what would have made this book feel a lot nicer is if they'd just taken these circles off, because these are really hard to put on the side of books and they're not centre. This one is leaning too far to the right. That one's leaning slightly too far to the left. And that just cheapens the overall look. If they'd just taken those off, then this edition, in my opinion, would have been nicer. And if they just made this not like just paper, you know. Even if they could have put a bit of foiling on this side, it would have just made it pop a lot more. But I do appreciate that it is a rare pen-signed book at this point. They always used to be pen-signed, but now the default seems to be a digital signature. Now, having opened the entire box, I think this item for the book was absolutely spot on. I can see where they were going with this, but the rest of the items I just really don't. They just feel like really odd things to add to this box. I also don't really get the theme. I still don't understand how this art fits with this. Actually, no, I changed my mind. I think these bookmarks would go really well with this book, but the rest of it, I just don't get it. It's like you can feel the cost of living crisis really biting on the book and publishing industry, and there's literally nothing they can do that other than increasing prices, which they are, but I mean increasing prices beyond what is completely affordable. But they're going to find themselves torn between people who don't want to be paying more for worse quality, and especially when your audience with the young adult boxes is younger people who don't have the luxury of having subscriptions like this. That's even more difficult. Threads That Bind is a young adult start of a series novel that's inspired by Greek mythology. In this world, the offspring of Greek gods inherits the powers of their parents, and the main character is descendant from the Fates. I haven't read about that in a book before, so to me this is a really interesting concept. She uses her gifts to find work as a private investigator, and she finds herself investigating a string of murders who all target women, and when she finds herself as the witness of one of these murders, she realizes that the murderer, his life string has been cut, so they should be dead. She has to solve the case to save her sisters, the love interest, and to save the city. I wish they'd done more items around this book, if I'm honest. Not their best box by a long shot, and disappointing after what we saw last month. But again, it just all comes down to costs, and I get that. I totally get that. Depending on what the September book is, I think the August one might be my last subscription from the young adult box until the Romantasy comes out. Then I'm going to have the Romantasy and the adult subscription. I think that's just going to be more my taste. And for them, it probably makes sense because their audience is growing up. I can imagine they're struggling to get new readers in at that age. And I am genuinely excited still for the adult subscription. There hasn't been a single adult book this year that I've been let down by. And I do think for this month, if I got the book only, I wouldn't have been as disappointed as with the items. Although the hidden book is definitely a fan favourite. So let me know your thoughts, and I hope everyone is well. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.